Hello, thank you for calling Midnight Salon. How may I help you? Yes. Okay, you want to make an appointment? Mm-hmm. Alright, and what were you looking to have done today? Okay, you wanted a full makeover. Okay. Sure. Let me just check our scheduling here. Uh-huh. And what did you want the makeover to include? Uh-huh. Okay, so you wanted a full hair color. Yes, of course. Okay, and then you wanted full makeup. Okay. And anything else? Okay. Brows. Okay. And you wanted wax, tint. Alright, and with the hair color you wanted a wash and style with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, typically a full color does include a wash and style, so it would just come as the package amount. Uh-huh. Okay. And possibly your lashes. Have you had those done before? Okay. And have you ever been here before? Okay. And when did you want to come in? Let's see if I have availability today. It's quite a rainy and slow day, so we may. Yeah, let me look at our book. Actually, I have availability later this afternoon. Yeah, it will be quite a bit of time since you want all this done. I'd say at least an hour and a half. Okay. What time works for you? I have any availability after 3. We don't close until 9. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that works. All right, and if you could just come a little bit early, we will need to just do your forms, yeah, we just have you sign a form for the color and for the brown lash services. Okay. On our website. You can check that out before you come if you want. Okay, and you can also see all of our service packages on there as well. If you go to the top, and there's a little button, it has 3 lines. Click that and then just go down to services. And since this is your first service with us, if you do sign up for our VIP program on the website, you'll get 10% off of all of your services total today. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Okay, I'm looking forward to it, and I'll see you later this afternoon. You too. Bye-bye. Okay, should do it. Just get these forms out for her. Just and set up for her appointment. Hi. Welcome to Midnight Salon. How can I help you? Oh, you made an appointment earlier today? Full makeover? Yes, I remember talking with you on the phone. I'm really excited to work on your hair today and your makeup. Yes, I am Midnight. It's very nice to meet you. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get you signed in here, okay? And what is your full name? And your last name, sorry. what's a good phone number for your account? Okay, and did you want to put an email on the account as well? Okay, what was it? All right. And it does look like your email came up for your, you signed up for a VIP program online. Okay, like I said on the phone, you will get 10% off all your services today. Perfect. And I just have you down today, just correct me or stop me if anything's incorrect. I have you down for the full makeover. This includes a hair color, wash and style, full makeup, and brows. And you said you were still kind of trying to decide if you wanted to do some lashes, right? Okay, we can always just do something like light, like we can dye your lashes instead of doing full lashes. Put on, or even maybe some temporary instead of some long-term lash extensions, which some people like to do just to start out to see how they feel. Okay, so I'm just gonna add that in here. And are you allergic to any products? No? Okay. All right, and just a few questions for you, okay? When was the last time you dyed your hair? Or have you ever dyed your hair? Okay. So 9 months. And what color did you dye it? Just gonna move my stuff over here a little bit so I can hear you better. Okay. So you did a like auburn. Okay. And you did full or highlights? Okay, perfect. Alright. And do you ever dye your lashes or your brows? Okay, and any sensitivity that you have, whether on your skin, scalp, hair? Okay. Perfect. And are you on any special medications that would impact your skin, like antibiotics, retinoids? Okay. Okay, and you said you're not allergic to any makeup products or cosmetic products like shampoo. Okay. And what happens if you use that one? Okay, and you don't know of any others. Okay. Do you consider yourself to have sensitive skin? Okay. And do you know your skin type? Combination. And where is the oiliness, the T-zone, or, okay. So everything I'm asking today will be added to your profile, so you don't have to answer these questions again when you come. We'll just have this on file, okay? And how did you hear about us? Facebook, okay. All right. And did you want to provide an address for mailing coupons? Okay, go ahead. And the zip. Okay. I do have the window open. It's just kind of lightly raining. Is that going to bother you or anything? I think it's starting to slow down a little bit, but you might, if you have pollen sensitivity or anything, I can close it. You're okay? All right. And hopefully the candles are okay. All right. Just let me know if anything bothers you. Okay. And do you have any allergies or sensitivity to smells? No. Okay. All right. So I've got everything in your profile. I just want to show you, these are our forms that we have for first-time customers, it just goes over what we already talked about today based on your feedback about not using antibiotics, retinoids, no chemical sensitivity to the skin that you are aware of, and then all of the questions that I ask you, so you don't have to fill it out. I have it in the computer. Okay, so no worries. And then I have this little tag here that is just all of the services that you signed up for today. And then if I could just have you sign the bottom, please. Thank you. Okay, so now I did want to just talk to you about the styles that you are going to go with today for the hair, the makeup, and the brow. And then we'll just kind of play it by ear on the lashes, what you want to do. Okay, just gonna go ahead and start out with the hair. So you see your current hair color, very light, so great base for any other color you want to work with today. Did you have a certain color you wanted or you were thinking you might want? Okay, let me see if I can find something like that. Absolutely. So I'm going to kind of go through and show you some different reds and strawberry blondes that we have. It's a great color for summer, by the way, very trendy. And this is my summer book. So, you know, it's still spring, but just, you know, we're always kind of thinking one season ahead, right? All right, so the first one I have is this beautiful dark mahogany red. And don't pay any attention to the style, just look at the hair color. I will go with style later. Okay, so you like that one? Okay, I also have this one which has a bit more of a red tint with the undertone brown chocolate undertone. Okay, you like that one? All right. And here's a red, very, very natural color red. What do you think about that? No? Okay. So you want something more bold? Okay, got it. I don't know about this one, but this is a strawberry blonde color with a little bit of blonde, actual blonde, chunky highlights. No? Okay. So you want more of a bolder color? Alright, so let me just go through and find. Okay, so here we have a couple red, bold red. What do you think about this one? These ones are your favorites? Okay. And you just like that tone in general, or is there anything you don't like about it? That sounds good. So I'll keep this one bookmarked. Let me show you just a couple others. I'm just going to kind of pull this page down, because we do have a couple other options. I just want you to see everything you could possibly work with. So here are two others. This one is similar, but it has a little bit more of an orange hue in it. And then this one actually is a very, in my opinion, a very natural dark red with the little chestnut undertone. Okay. Do you like the style? And do you like those, how she kind of has the bangs done? Okay. All right, great. And then here are a bunch of different reds, so I'll just show you these. This is our redhead page, actually. So we have, she's a darker redhead, and then we have some of the lighter ones here. So when you said darker, she's got a pretty dark hue. Okay. And then on this side, we also have more, and you see there. So you're going to go with the one I earmarked. Okay. so we're gonna do this color. Okay, and then you wanted this style, is that correct? All right, I'll definitely be using some mousse for the style. And then we'll add a bang, a longer kind of tapered. That's okay. All right, so that's what we'll do for that. Perfect. And then, let me grab my paper. I'm gonna write a couple things down. Okay, so let's move on to makeup. Okay, anything particular you're thinking for makeup today? Okay. So something more kind of natural, but not like no makeup, like yeah. All right. So let me get to that section. Okay, so here's a few different pictures, and you can check the brows out too, that might help. So I have this one, which has this really nice kind of glossy rose gold shadow on her eye, which is kind of my light makeup go-to. She has a little bit of eyeliner there, and then a beautiful deep pinkish peach blush. Okay. Next, I have another natural look, also a really nice light rose gold eyeshadow, and then she has the pink blush. This one has some nice gloss and no eyeliner on that one. No winged liner, I should say. She looks like she has eyeliner though. Okay, like that one too. Okay, love both of these ladies' looks. This one, she goes probably no shadow here. If anything, maybe a lighter pink, but she does have kind of the same glowy blush and some nice mascara with some light lashes. And then this one has beautiful shimmer that just pops against her skin tone. Really love that. With a very subtle but thick lash. And some really nice highlight on the cheekbone. And then finally I have this one. She has a bit of an amber eyeshadow. And then the deep pink with the highlight, and then some bottom and top lashes there. Okay, so the other one back here. This one or her? This one. Okay, so this one is your favorite? Okay, I'll make sure we choose a shadow that really complements that new hair color. Alright, so let me just write down, I'm going to go for this for your makeup. And did you want to do a liner? She has the winged. Okay, the winged liner. Okay. Okay. And like a pinkish peach blush. Yeah. Okay, and then for your brow, were you going to be doing dyeing your brows the color of your hair? You are? Okay. So that's great. So let's talk about the brow shape. Here's the chart that I use for my clients. So if you wanted to go with something similar to the makeup look that you chose, you do have a very similar facial structure, then I would go for something here or here. Yeah, so we have the almond. This is based on eye shape, but it doesn't really matter. You can pick what you like. This is the almond eyebrows, protruding, downturned, close set, hooded, and wide eye. I often just recommend women to go with kind of a hybrid between these two, which would look like this a lot. Some women like something a little thinner though. Okay, so you like something that has the arch a little bit later, like this one? Okay, but you want the thickness of like this? Okay, that is perfect, I got it. Okay, all right, so I've done the consultation. I've got what I need. So if you want to just take a seat right there, I'm going to go ahead, get everything set up, and then I'll call you back to the chair. Okay, great. All right, so hopefully you're all comfortable. Go ahead and just take a seat, and we are going to get started. So I chose this 3RV hair color for your hair based on the photos you chose. This is going to be a dark burgundy brown color. Very beautiful. And I did pick the cream dye. It's just a little bit thicker in terms of the application. So what I'm going to do is I will be applying this color to most of your hair. There's a couple areas I'm going to clip back and apply a brunette, dark deep chocolate brunette, just to get that mix of the red and brunette that you wanted. Okay, cool. So I'm going to start out by caping you. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to put this around your neck. This will just keep any hair or dye from going around your neck. Okay, so it's just a cloth that I'm going to tie. Comfortable? Perfect. Then I'm going to add your cape. Just going to go to the back here and clasp it with this Velcro. Okay. And then I'm just going to take your hair off the back of it. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to add my apron because we are going to be dyeing the hair today. So we will be dyeing and washing it, and then after we wash, I will do the cuts. Okay, I'm going to do a quick brush. And it shouldn't take a ton of time for this dye to need to sit on your hair to work because we are working with quite a light color, okay? And I've already mixed your dye there in that bowl. I'm going to be using foils in a couple areas of your hair where I'm separating that red burgundy from the chocolate brunette, and just to kind of blend those. So a couple foils, and then the rest I will just do around the foils, and then we'll cap it, okay? If you need a break, just let me know too, okay? Just gonna get some clips. Alright, I'm gonna start out by just sectioning and clipping a couple areas here, okay, for the dye. Okay. For your first part of your fringe, for that bang area. And just a bit in the back, we'll blend that with the sides. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead and get started with the dye. I'll let you know, I do like to apply my dye with a brush. I typically use this one or this one depending, because this one is great for the scalp, rubbing into the roots. So if you feel that, that's what that is. This one is great to just, when I add it to the hair itself, to work it in like this, okay? So we might hear those two brushes as I just apply your dye. Oh, and then also I do add some dye with this to the top, so we might hear that as well, more towards the end. Just spraying some primer. Alright, and we'll just get started, okay? Alright, so I'm just going to use one glove on the hand where I'm going to be touching the hair that has the hair dye. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and go in with my comb, take this first clip out, and we'll get started. Okay, I'm just going to apply that. Okay, just working that into the hair. Just gonna grab my towel here. Wipe my hands off as we go. All right. Okay. Go ahead and foil this one. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply, that's the first foil on this side. I'll go ahead and apply the red all around that area now. Okay. And this will not require the foil, so I'll just put it on here. Okay. A little bit more hair dye over here. Doing okay? Alright, so again, I'm not going to foil that section, but I am just going to now run, so wipe my glove off, and I'm just going to run through with my hand and just work everything in. Roots on top of the hair. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and start with the next foil. I'll just undo the clip over here. There's going to be 2 foils on this side. Let's go ahead and do those 2 foils. me to jerk your chair. You okay still? Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and foil to that section. So I have 2 pieces here. Here's the first one. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply that dye to the rest of this side, okay? Okay, there we go. Can't wait to see how this looks when you're done. Okay. To work this into the hair bits. On the area at the top here. Evenly applying everything to the roots with this little brush. All right. Okay, I'm gonna take that clip out of the back. We're going to do one more foil back there. finishing touches on the back of the head here. So I've got everything applied here really nicely. So now it's going to go in, finish up with a little bit of this on the top. So while the dye is sitting, I'm going to go in with this, put this over your head to protect your neck and your skin and then your clothes or whatever. And it also helps to hold that heat in, so we're getting a nice sit on the dye. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on your head, okay? Sit for about 15 minutes, okay? And then I will just come grab you and we'll go over to the wash bowl and wash it out before we do your haircut, all right? Okay, so I've got you in the wash bowl here. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove that plastic cover from your hair, okay? Just bear with me for a moment. Just go ahead and I'm going to remove the foils out of your hair that you had in there. Okay. So I've got all the foils out of your hair. I'm going to go ahead and just get some warm water on and wet down your hair and start rinsing out the dyes, okay? Just let me know if the water gets too hot or anything like that, okay? I'm just going to gather up your hair your hair. Water temperature is okay? Okay. Got a lot of hair, so I'm just kind of working through. Okay, good. This side. Temperature is so good. Okay. Okay, just a little bit here, just move your hair over there. So I've got everything rinsed out. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a little bit of shampoo on your hair. We're gonna use this one. This is the Ask Coconut Oil shampoo, and it will help to moisturize, calm your scalp, and also add some shine to your hair. Okay, I'm gonna leave the water off while I lather this up. Okay. Get a little bit more shampoo. A little bit of a scalp scratch. Bit on the shampoo. I'm going to go ahead and turn the water on and rinse this out. Okay, just going to move that over that way. I try to wash it with a little bit of cooler water because it helps to keep the dyes preserved. Okay, just going to shut that water off. in with a little bit of this coconut oil conditioner. Sometimes you just gotta shake it to get down a bit. Perfect. Okay, and here we go. Okay, just gonna add a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rinse that, okay? I'm just going to get this side over here. Okay. Perfect. So we got everything rinsed out. I'm going to go ahead and add this nice hair towel to your hair, okay? Okay, perfect. And now I'm just going to let the hair a little bit dry there. Okay, now I've got it all wrapped up. And if you guys want to sit up and follow me back to the styling area, we'll get started on your trim and your style, okay? All right. Okay, so we finished up your wash. I have your towel around your head there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it, spray it with some detangler, and then we'll get started on your cut and style, all right? Just gonna make sure the hair is nice and dry. Now I'm going to go ahead and spray some detangler on your hair, and then we'll go ahead and just comb it out, brush it out. I'm just going to work that into your hair. Okay, so I'm going to show you just a little bit. So here is your hair, dyed hair, and you can see it does have that bit of an ombre, so up here it's a bit chocolatey, and then as you go down, it's this gorgeous red. Okay? You like it? I'm so excited. It turned out perfectly. Now we just need to give it a bit of a trim, and that shouldn't be too hard. And then basically the most cutting we're going to do is just on these, I'm going to adjust your chair a bit, there we go. On the bangs, we're going to frame it a bit to the face, okay? Yeah, the roots turned out really, really good. Nice and dark. Perfect. Alright. Okay, just gonna start off with this wide tooth comb and just combing out your hair. And just tell me if I'm pulling or anything, okay? Don't forget, I did save some of the dye, so after we are finished here, we'll do your brows, okay? Before we get to your makeup. I'm super happy that you like it so much, and we aren't even done, so I can't wait for you to see it once it's styled. Yeah, for sure. I think we've got it all combed out. So I'm going to go in with my trimming shears. I'm going to clean up the base of the hair a bit. The bottoms, the ends a little bit. Take very little off of there. I'll show you what I mean. So just about this much off of there to get those ends even and clean. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to bring the hair forward to trim it so that everything is framing around the face. And then the final process is to just go ahead and do the bang around the face. And I'll probably just use this razor to just shave in towards the face. Alright, so I think we're ready to go ahead and just do the trim. So I'm going to go ahead and start. It looks like you had a little bit of layers previously that have started to go out. Right. Yeah, I think it looks really good. I don't think we need to do much to that. conditioner we used worked really well for your hair too, because your ends look so much better now. Exactly. Yeah, I can show you it. Oh, I believe we do sell it. You can also get it on Amazon. I think it's honestly about the same price either way, but I always like to tell people. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to go to the back. Okay. Okay, let me just move this light right back here. Okay, just this way now. You can see I'm just alternating on sides just to keep everything very symmetrical and cleaned up. Back to the back. Okay, this is going to be a little bit more than the other side. Okay. Okay. Alright, so both sides there are even. I think I'm good with your trim. So I'm going to go ahead and do those bits in the front. And just, like I said, I'm going to section this out a bit. Okay, I'm going to pull this forward and I'm just going to go downwards with my razor, okay? All right. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. go back in with my shears and just give it a little bit more of a slope and angle there. Okay. Let's see this side. Yep. Same thing, just a little bit of more of a slope and an angle. Okay, ready? Okay. Comb it out a bit, make sure everything looks good. Alright, so are you ready to style? Okay, so what I'm gonna do for your style, nice and combed out, gorgeous. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna put a few, not too many curls in the curling iron. I'm gonna do a looser curl because you wanted kind of that very rough, free flowy curl. So I'll do a few loose curls throughout, and then I'm gonna go in with this mousse, Curl Talk mousse, and scrunch all of the hair back up. That's what's gonna give that really nice kind of rough, windy type of curl that I think you're looking for based off of the picture. Okay, so I'm gonna just use my Conair curling iron to go in on a few curls, okay? And you just let me know if you're uncomfortable or anything, or you need to get up and take a break. And if not, we will get right to it. Alright, so style. So I'll show you how I'm going to start out. Just some of these rough curls. Okay, so what that's gonna look like on the hair, if you can see this, is just a nice, sorry, I can't pull it out too far, a nice little bump curl there. And then when you go back in and scrunch, everything will kind of scrunch up and tighten a little bit and give you that really nice look that you want. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 curls on each side. Just those big ones to really get that look that you want. Okay. You can do this at home. It's not a hard style. You're just going to go in just like I'm showing you with a few of those curls. And then just gently tap the curling iron in and out to release it. And you'll get that pretty curl right there, okay? You're going to just do that a few times on every side. I'm just going to section these out here. Just gently toggle. And you get a gorgeous curl. Your hair curls really nicely, so I'm confident that this mousse is going to look so good. If you have hair that doesn't hold curl well, you can't really use that mousse as much, but it looks like your hair holds curl really well, so. I'm now going to just go on the bangs, and we're going to do a nice front curl with those. It looks so good. Look how pretty the front is curled on the bang towards the face, just like the picture. So hopefully that's shaping how you want your hair to look. Yeah? Okay, good. Didn't get it that time. 1 second. Okay, this is looking so really big, fancy hair. I'm gonna do one more of these curls on the front just to, because this other side looks really voluminous and I want it to match. Okay, now grab my hairspray really quick. So I am going to do a little bit of hairspray on these curls before we do your scrunch. All right. Here we go. Okay, so now the final step for the hairstyle is going to be the curl top mousse. I'm going to start out a little bit at a time and just do the first side because this stuff gets sticky. I'm going to do the first side, then the second side, okay? And then we'll just add if we need to add. And I'm going to put this on my hands and then just fluff up the hair. Ready? Okay. Loving the volume. Here we go. This is really adding a ton of volume and curl to the hair. It's working perfectly. A little bit more. We're not going to add too much. We don't want it to have this really gel kind of look. Gonna fluff on the back. Okay, it's all done. Take a look in the mirror. It looks gorgeous. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands get all of my hair stuff put away, and then we're going to go ahead and dye your brows, do some shaping, and finally we'll finish with your makeup. All right? Okay, so we are in the last part of our journey to your makeover. We're going to go ahead and work on your eyebrows, okay, and your makeup. I've kind of relocated you to my makeup counter here, so I have all of my different makeups. I've got really 2 different bags right here. Everything you can think of. And we're just going to do that really relaxed kind of look on you that you wanted. And I've got my brushes and then my bag here, which is for your brows. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of shaping. Not much. I checked your brows out. They look pretty good. So we're going to be dyeing them today. And they're going to be a similar color to your hair. I'm going to do that chocolate brown that I did for the undertones. And then I'm going to do some dermaplaning and a little bit of plucking. And I think that will do it for us, okay? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So your brows are going to be this chocolate brunette color. And I'm just going to go in with this brush. I'm going to go for a smaller one. And just put some on the edges and then just go around the brow. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to just start on this side of your face. Okay. So I'm going to brush up and then over. Okay, so up first. Then on this side, same thing. Sorry, I slouch a lot. And then we're just going to go over. And this is just to get a really good application. Alright, so we're going to let that sit. Okay. While we are letting that sit, I'm just going to trim them a bit. Okay, just going to go in with my little scissors here. Okay, right here. And I'm going to trim them up just so the hair is at a good length and it's not too heavy, okay? Okay, that looks good. So I'm gonna brush them with a spoolie. Okay, and then now we're just gonna wait for them to sit and dry. I'm gonna go ahead and clip those front portions of your hair back since we are gonna be doing the makeup and I do not want any makeup in your hair, okay? Here we go. Okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the other side here. Okay. Okay, now here your face. Alright, we're good. Now I'm going to show you a couple makeup items and we're just going to prep your skin. Okay, if you have any questions, just stop me and I'll explain what I'm doing. Okay? First and foremost, I'm going to be doing a Clarity Concentrate serum. Now I'm going to just add a moisturizer. I'm going to add this glow jelly. A lot of people really like this, so hopefully you do. If not, we can remove it, but okay. Feel okay? Yeah, it's very light. That's why I like it. 1 second, let me grab a makeup removal wipe. Just in case we have any setbacks. Clean on my hands there. Okay, so the dye has sat on your hair long enough. So I'm going to take it off with a little bit of spray. This is just some water. And I'm just going to take this pink cloth and just scrub it off your brows, okay? Okay, perfect. So go ahead and take a look in the mirror there. It's a good color for you. All right, I'm glad you like it. So now I'm just going to clean up the brow a little bit more, and we'll finish doing your brows completely. And then we'll do the makeup, okay? I think it's best if we do the brows first. I know some people like to kind of do different things first. So. Okay. Just trying to find a couple items. Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush your brows out with a spoolie. Actually, I'm gonna brush them with this nice brush. Okay, here we go. Okay. That's good. All right, now that we're done that, I am going to start to dermaplane a little bit. And I'm just going to use this little pink one on you, okay? And I'm going to clean up the outside of the brow, all right? In that shape that we talked about. Yep. Okay. Brush them again. Okay. I'm going to go in with a little bit of these tweezers, just taking out areas that, you know, I missed. Okay, so I will back up and let you take a look. All right, what are you thinking? Okay, yeah, so let me just grab a pencil and I'll just outline them for you. Some people like that and some people don't, so I just like to ask before I do it. It's just a different style, you know? Okay. All right, here we go. Good. Okay, check that out and see if you like it better. I'll just step aside for you to look at the mirror. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and get started with the actual makeup. Since we finished your brows, I'm going to go ahead and do your eyeshadow, okay? Alright, so I have a sample shadow I wanted to show you. And I have other options if you don't like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things. The first one is this eyeshadow sample called, I'm sorry, Summer Shimmer. And it's really those exact colors that you were talking about with me. We have the beautiful sparkly kind of rose gold shade, and then we have a darker one just for accents. And I love this one because I can just give it to you to take home, and if you like it, you can order it. Then I also have this cream gel liner by ColourPop. And it's that beautiful color, and I thought we could do the lining of the under of your eye, the bottom liner, with something like this to just make it accentuate the colors of the shadow. And then finally, if you didn't want the shadow or you wanted a little bit more pop, I do have this rose gold cream eyebrow pencil, and it's very, very shimmery and pretty. Okay, so we'll do the ColourPop for the bottom, the shadow, and then I can add a little bit of this in the corners. Okay, that sounds like a great plan. Put this eyebrow stuff away. And get my brushes out. Quite a lot of brushes for the eyes, so let me look. Fluffier one to blend. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna start out with this one, and I'm just gonna use this to pack on the color to your brow or to your eyelids, and then once it's on there, I'll get that bigger brush and we'll just blend it. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Okay, so here we go. Okay, gonna start with that lighter color. Okay, and I'm just going to pat it. Okay. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of a bigger one, and I'm going to go in with that lighter color, and this is because I want to actually add more light color than dark. So I'm going to use a smaller or a bigger brush to apply it. That's a little trick that I use. Okay, you can see it's a really nice light color, so I'm just going to go in on the inner corner a little bit more, so about this half of your eye. That's gorgeous. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to use that big blending brush. I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm just going to roll back and forth and blend those colors together. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to go in with this little guy, and I'm going to apply this with a brush because this is too big to actually go in on the inner corner, but that's what you wanted there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this product to the end of my brush. Okay. And then I'm just going to tap it on the inner corners of your eye very gently. Okay, so the last thing I have to do is I'm just going to go in with that cream shadow. I'm going to set that aside for you because you can take on that mascara, that shadow, not the mascara. Now I'm just going to take the cream shadow and I'm going to go in on the bottom portion of your eyelid with the liner, okay? Okay, this side, stay as still as possible. Okay, and did you want me to kind of blend that with my finger a little bit? Make it a little bit muted? No? Okay, so I will leave it like that. Oh, let's do that. Okay. And did you still want any type of lash, or did you just want to do the mascara? Okay, just the mascara. Let me just grab something. So I have some of our most popular mascaras in here. So did you want something that's, and I'm not going to apply it till the end, but did you want something more voluminous? Okay, and if you want it to look more thicker and voluminous, I can add just a little bit of a deep liner on the top. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then let's go in with this one at the end. Okay, so for the top one, I'm gonna do this is Hot Mess by Rockins Cosmetics, and it's a black glitter gel eye pen. Okay, it's very dark. I'll show you on my hand. So I'm going to go in on the top bit of your eye and just do a nice thick area there. Not too thick, but thick enough that it's going to make it look more voluminous, okay? Alright, make sure you like that. You do? Okay. And I'll leave this little set out for after. Now I'm going to add your foundation, okay? Okay, so before I do foundation, I'm going to add some concealer. You already know how this goes. We got to add concealer or it just doesn't look as flawless. Now I'm going to go in with a sponge and I'm just going to blend out the concealer. Okay. Nose and under the eyelids. Okay, I'll go right there. Okay. Next, I'm going to go in with this Hydromaniac, and this is a Tinted Glow Hydrating Medium Coverage by Urban Decay. Alright? And I think I'm going to apply this first with a brush. And if I need to, I can go back in with a sponge and clean it up. Okay? Okay, I'm just going to use this brush and we're just going to go in all over your face. get that blended in, I'm only going to go in with a sponge to blend the neckline here. Okay, so just kind of tilt your head up. All right, so we got that done. Let's pick out your blush. So I know you wanted something peachy and you also wanted a highlight with it. For your highlights, I think this is the one that I wanted for the blush. Nope. Okay, so for your highlight, I already had in mind this one. It's by Hard Candy, and it's the Sheer Envy Prismatic Iridescent Pearl Powder. So I'm already going to use this one, and it's buildable, but it's quite iridescent, so it's perfect for what you want it for. Then I have a couple options. So for your cheeks, I have this LA color, and it's a lipstick, blush, or eyeshadow. And it's quite light but buildable, and it is a nice pink, but it's not peach. So the peach I was going to show you is a similar kind of crayon. And I have two. So I have this one, which is my favorite. It's by NYX. And it can be a gloss or a cream blush as well, same way as the other one. And then this one finally is peachy, but also has this other end. And it's a little bit too light, I believe, but I'll swatch it for you anyway. Yeah, this is that one. So let's not do that one. This one. That's the NYX. Yep, that's okay. All right. So I'm going to apply this one first because I just think it's gotta dry before I put the other one on. All right. And then I'm going to blend this out with a little sponge. I'm going to do a puff, actually. I think it's going to blend better with a puff because it is cream. Okay, here we go. Ready? Just a gentle little blending. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little brush and I'm going to go in with this highlighter and I'm going to just go above on the cheekbone, above the really big kind of pretty application here. Ready? Okay, and other side. I'm just gonna go on your nose. That's what that picture that you liked for the makeup inspo did. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish up by applying your mascara. Let me just grab my little bag here. and the bottom. Okay. Hopefully you like it. And then gloss or lipstick. Okay, sure. So I was thinking for the lipstick, we match that kind of honey, rose goldy type of glow we're going for on the eyes with a little bit of undertones of pink that we went for on the cheeks. So my recommendation is this California Honey little sampler from Urban Decay. And it looks like this. Just gonna swatch it here on my other hand. And it's quite beautiful and bright. And it is mostly like the rose gold kind of tint, but it's got a little bit of pink in the undertone. It depends on the lighting you're on. Okay. I think it smells like honey too. I don't know if it's meant to, but it does to me. I know. So I'm gonna just apply this to your lips. Okay. Perfect. And I'll set this aside. You can take this with you too with your eyeshadow. And we're just going to finish up with a setting spray. So just close your eyes. Okay. Perfect. Alright, so I'll step aside. Go ahead and take a look in the mirror. Make sure everything's the way you want it. Yeah? Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your makeover. You definitely got a full makeover. You look gorgeous. I love everything you picked. Looks wonderful. Go ahead, take your time grabbing your things and getting all gathered up, and I'll meet you at the front for your payment, okay? Okay,